along there some, weren't they? Early morning Sunday. But anyway, good morning everybody, hope you're doing well. It is Sunday morning, just coming up to 10 o'clock, little bit early as we always are. Runway 09 right with a Qatar 380. If you're looking on radar right now, you probably are, a lot of you, has just crossed the active runway and is making its way down for departure from Terminal 4. So we're seeing activity from Terminal 4 already. They're slowly but surely bringing T4 up to speed. I don't think it's like all at once, because I know that KLM were over there at one point. Anyway, enough of me. Let's get on with it. We have an American Airlines Dreamliner. Now watch this, this should be relatively low. God bless you, blimey, O'Reilly, and do that malarkey. Oh no, it's triple, sorry. It's a 200. Nice. Yeah. Go on the Rolls Royce. I don't know, there's a little bit of moisture in the air everywhere I look around. Look at that, mate. Isn't that a great shot against that cloud? Love that. Gives you a real impression of speed when that's happening. When it's all blue skies, it's all very nice, but it's almost like they're standing still. There's just missed a big 4-engine jet in the distance there. Who was that, I wonder? That looks like a jumbo jet. The way that contrail, vapor trail is configured. Don't use that word, Jerry, for God's sake. You'll have them all at it. Got a link, GP, please. Oh, yes, that's right, yes. No, it's alright, it's alright. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. No. Oh, for God's sake, it's... Air France. Bonnet de douche. So Cathay, didn't Cathay used to be over at T4 too? T4 2? T for 2? Hold on, I'm just going to move this, I'm just going to move the camera, might get a little bit of a... There we go. Sorry about that. God, look at her. She's got a dirty old bum on her, look. Wow, I've got to read out some members, haven't I? Is that 764 lining up? welcome back, Philip Thorley. Happy Father's Day, by the way, folks. Any dads out there? I'd imagine there's probably quite a few. A very good morning to you, and happy Father's Day. BBS 7523 straight into Superclass, no hanging about for BBS 7523. How are you doing? Thank you very much indeed. Irish Dublin girl, I'm guessing that is. Welcome back, Irish Dublin. Peter Honeybone is Peter Honeybone is showing as a new member, but I know that name. Why do I know that name, Peter Honeybone? But a very warm welcome to you as a new member on Big Jet TV. Oh yeah, that was it, Scotty Honeybone, wasn't it? So my apologies, sorry Peter. Just have a very familiar surname. Peter, a very warm welcome to you as a new member. Pids 1990s, welcome back. Of course, all our members being treated last week to an incredible 2 days in Brussels. It was far more than was expected. Far more than was expected. Both from a visual aspect, but also from an interest with the Doomsday machine, the 747. Is it the B4B? E4B? No, not too far off. The E4B presidential, well, not presidential as per se, United States government jet, which is capable, I believe, of remaining in the air for approximately a week. Read up on it, Google it. It's the E-4B, I think. Crazy looking dome on top of the dome, if you know what I mean. This is I think 767-400 heading towards us. Delta Airlines. Code sharing, of course, with Virgin Atlantic. Andy P. Brussels was fantastic. It just kept delivering, didn't it? And that Kai-Tak style approach, avoiding the palace, the royal palace in Brussels, added a bit of spice to it as well. Available to all members to watch that now if you want to watch it. A few segments, but definitely worth it. Wow, he's high, man. Henk Poesenk. Wow. There was nobody, as in there was nobody there, or? Oh, blimey. Oh, I say. Oh, that's a shame, man. Because that was still a great bank shy there. Virgin A330. Is this the one with the plaster on his left engine? Have they fixed that 321 jet yet that was at Brussels? It's a little bit of crosswind activity, northwesterly. man, that is shaking this building. And you know what was great the other day when I was watching a playback on my TV, and I was playing it nice and loud, and blooming heck, was it this mic didn't half pick it up well, I've got to say. Okay, Qatar 380, here we go. Mr. Anders is also a new member. Welcome, Mr. Anders. Sue Cruz, Miss Bruxelles. Yeah, worth watching, Sue. Rewind and have a look at that. Especially the moment when we saw the E4B, man. It was like we were totally caught out. Yeah, this is low, man. This is low. Look at this. Go on. Get that big undercarriage up in there, son. Yeah! Got a bit of drift on there, look. Look at that angle of attack, man. Probably be a little bit of spacing between this one and even the next one. She leaves a big wake behind her. Just imagine a huge, great container ship, yeah, and a smaller vessel behind it, and how much wake, how long the wake is. If you watch from, when you're over the channel, for example, you see one of these big container ships making its way across the channel. You see the length of its wake. And then you wonder why, you know, obviously other shipping has to avoid it, and that's why, you know, the same applies to airplanes, but it's invisible. The future. Oh, he's climbing up out of it. Wow! Very, what was an A340? Very interesting. Very interesting reading last night that Air India have I don't know if it's the right terminology to use, but they've certainly seems to have jumped ship from Boeing for their next generation of wide-body jets, ordering somewhere in the region of, is it 20 A350s or a big order of Airbus jets. Air India have just placed, or at least have signed a letter of intent, the LOI. So that's something to look out for. It was okay. Now it's at the moment it's overcast, so nothing really, unfortunately. I mean, probably will be Big news coming on Farnborough, folks. I'm going to throw a teaser in there. I cannot disclose any of the aircraft that are going to be both on display in the air and also statically at Farnborough at this stage. We are doing something with RIAT, with Airbus, exclusively with Airbus. We're not filming any of the other displays, but we will be filming anything Airbus related in terms of displays. Well, that's the plan at the moment. Things may change, so stay tuned for that, obviously. But the plan is that we're going to be doing some stuff with Airbus at RIAT. So that would involve the A400M and also hopefully the A350. I'm not sure if the A220 is going to be displaying there, and also, of course, wondering whether with the very recent, fresh off the press, with the A321 XLR, extra long range jet, having now been flight tested, whether she's in a position to make, because they'll obviously be continuing flight tests with her. But the good thing is that the 321 XLR is not a new aeroplane in terms of the aeroplane. It's a 321 with extra fuel tanks. So really, there's not really a significant amount of like heavy duty testing that's required for an aircraft that's already in production. Okay, go. Yeah, it's going to be tight, man. It's going to be tight because we've got ILA next week, folks. We're going to be in Berlin this time next week. We will be in Berlin for the ILA air show, which is it's just brilliant. Fantastic static displays, amazing visual air displays as well. So lots to bring you from there at the end of next week. Then the following week, well, not actually, sorry, not the following week, but then in July, we of course have RIAT, which we will be doing, like I say, some stuff with. But Farnborough is going to be very, very busy in terms of what we're going to be bringing you in terms of coverage. Of course, they do have the initial, the week before Farnborough. And of course we've got that, and that's what's known as the validation week, where both static and air displays, all the coordinators get together. Bear in mind also that Farnborough International, the group Farnborough International, they are events organisers, so they are specialists in organising air shows, and so they are also doing Paris as well. So I have proposed to them that we cover the live stuff for them, because they do have in-show live coverage, but that's only for the screens inside the establishment, so to speak. Whereas we are going to be doing the exclusive broadcast, so to speak, for Farnborough International, and hopefully be bringing you some more stuff in the future from overseas as well. So that's quite exciting stuff. And of course, I want to tell you, trust me, I want to tell you what's coming, but I can't tell you. I'm sworn to secrecy. You'd have to kidnap me and put me on a bench and waterboard me. Even then, I wouldn't tell you. Can you waterboard with kittens? Oh, there's another one. Ooh, here's another one. Yeah. It's not torture. Yeah, we'll have to let you know about Louisville. It's still on the cards, folks, don't get me wrong, but it may be because of the schedule being so busy. Louisville's not going anywhere, is it? And I have to say, once again, I know I mentioned it last week when I was in Brussels, or actually this week, how lovely the people are there in Belgium. Really, really nice people everywhere, right the way through from the cashier at the petrol station through to the check-in staff at the airport. Everybody, right the way through. Really, really nice people. So very much worth a visit out there to Brussels. And of course there are 2 spectator platforms, but the one that I was at on 07 right 25 left, I think it is definitely worth a visit. Oh, hello. It's like Etihad. By the way, if our friend from Germany is watching, who was here last week, I did come down to the SO station, my friend, and there was nobody there, and understandably so, because they were on 27 left departures, so that's when it kind of clears out from down there, but not all the time. So yeah, some very interesting stuff to bring you from Farnborough, folks. Of course, it is. There is a public day there, but it is sort of like a pre-booking system and accreditation and all that sort of stuff that you need to go through. Not quite sure exactly how far through that they are, but. Yeah, we will be covering literally everything. And the great thing is that I'm literally 30 minutes, 40 minutes maybe drive from Farnborough. So during that validation week, I'll be making trips down to Farnborough to cover the arrival of the display aircraft and the static display aircraft as well. Interesting to see one of these CEO jets. An interesting incident that occurred quite recently, I believe, with one of those jets from Edinburgh to Heathrow. It had an issue with some of the equipment on board the aircraft, which is instruments that determine distance between aircraft, I believe it is. No longer installed into the Airbus jets, but was once installed there. But it's actually housed in the undercarriage, the front undercarriage bay. And so therefore, you know, obviously any severe shock to the undercarriage strut, especially if the strut is either over pressurized or under pressurized, or too stiff, should I say, which would be over pressurized, would create a severe enough jolt to throw that equipment out. And they worked it all the way back what happened was they had to abort their approach into London Heathrow and then go to full manual. I think it was something to do with the autopilot system or the auto systems. Wow, look how steep this guy's going up. Yeah, so they had to go around and switch to a full manual approach, instrument approach, as opposed to the auto systems bringing the aircraft up to a certain point where they would normally switch autopilot off and go to manual, which is can be as little as sort of like, you know, under a mile, so to speak. And they traced it back to a patch of repaired tarmac on the runway in Edinburgh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nice. You can hear them powering down. There we go. 330. Is this Turkish or Virgin? So this might be the one with the plasters on him. Yeah, they're all going up pretty steep. Look how slow that undercarriage retracts, man. Yeah, so very interesting that patch of runway, runway repair patch, and other aircraft had reported the same issue as well, and that was traced back to Edinburgh, the main runway at Edinburgh, and the patch was the repair patch was repaired. It's a long run out before he made the turn. So Terminal 4, oh look, just missed it. The Red Devils, Brussels icon. I think we saw all of them, didn't we? Apart from the one that does the the music festival. Isn't there one that does the music festival? I think we might have missed that one. Philip Jones is a very warm welcome to you, Philip. Ross Walker. Ross Walker, I never got a notification yous were at Brussels. Well, Ross, did you not know that we were at Brussels? We talked about it for a good couple of weeks in advance. I appreciate people are busy and all that, but do you have the app as well, Ross? Because, you know, we can't be responsible for people not receiving their notifications. It's as simple as that. We don't send them out individually. We put them on the YouTube app, and then it is just down to, you know, technical reasons why. Got overflies, by the way, GP, got clear skies. If there is any sort of like yeah, we tweeted it as well, whether you're on Twitter or not, Ross, I don't know, but you know, we can only hold your hand up to a certain point. Then you sort of like, you gotta be on guard, but I do say, you know, check your notifications. Make sure you even if you don't check your notifications, just check YouTube to see whether we're on, because obviously if we're not live to the general public, then obviously we must be doing something which would indicate that we're overseas normally, and in that case we were. So all I can suggest, Ross, is download the app, and maybe, I don't know, have you got your notifications set to the right settings? I don't know, but you know, it is a, you know, not everybody receives the notifications. We send them out on the app, and also it goes out on YouTube to all of our members. What's that, GP? Louisville is happening, but it's just not happening at the time that we were planning, purely down to our schedule for, well, I guess you would say the air shows. You know, you can't win, can you? Hundreds of people asking, thousands of people emailing, are you going to go to any air shows this year? Are you going to go to any air shows this year? And then we work very tirelessly to plan everything and do it, and then yeah, folks, the app is called Big Jet TV Live. It's not dog walking for the, you know, I don't know what Wayne Dyer tuning in from the Norfolk coast. Liz Colson, LA girl, good morning. BBS 7523. Quite a silent plane compared to the A330. Sorry, I'm miles back on the comments, folks. My apologies if I'm missing your comment. I will endeavour to reach everyone as much as I can in terms of your comments, but they are coming pretty quick and fast. I always get notifications. Emirates collector Alistair Burkett, good morning to you. Randy Bushaum, I'm so excited I had to change a reservation in February. I'm flying Palm Springs, Dusseldorf, and come on the way back from later on. Blimey, that's a long old trip. Sarah Thomas, my nephew's with me waiting to watch his dad land on BA284 in about 10 minutes from San Francisco. Sorry we can't get that. Let's have a little look and see if we can get a little slight shot of him. Wait, no, I got 4 separate notifications each time. There you go, someone who's really got it covered. Linda Holmes, San Sharma, Melanie L, Tim Bell. Not had any app notifications for a while. Well, Tim, I would suggest uninstall and reinstall the app. Again, it is one of those things that technology is very glitchy, isn't it, in this day and age? You know, computers acting slow, computers acting up, apps going down. You know, Steve Best, Jerry, I loved your commentary on yourself on the Top Gun Maverick Xbox, although it was a little bit surreal. Okay. Yeah, people asking me why I did it outside the aircraft and not inside the inside the cockpit. I can appreciate from a true simmer's point of view that inside the cockpit is, of course, far more realistic and better, and I would love, obviously I always prefer to do it that way, but I just felt that from a visual standpoint and from people being able to see how utterly ridiculous I was, it was better to do it outside. But 24 attempts and we had her on the deck, however, writing off about $16 billion worth of this is Singapore Airlines. Yeah, there will be a red dot. Yeah, when that's the whole reason for it, isn't it? No idea. No idea. Yeah, but that's. Yeah, folks, you do get a notification on the app. You get a red dot. If you haven't opened it, you'll have a red dot there, just like any other notification system. Yeah, exactly. So it's individual phones as well that have individual updates, and oh, listen to this thing. Ha ha ha! Rolls Royce. Oh yeah! You say that? Sims are not made for teenagers. You get fully qualified pilots who use Microsoft Flight Simulator to. I think he may be confusing it with the fact that it's on Xbox. You know, the fact that it's Xbox gaming and all that sort of thing. No, of course not. No. But you can't bracket it, can you? You know, you get fully qualified pilots. You know, some games you're not allowed to play it if you're a kid. They got 18 content, isn't it, or something like that? I don't know. Yeah. You know, so you can't typecast, you know, Xbox or certainly not Microsoft Flight Sim as being for kids. Why would you say that? It's not. You get fully qualified pilots who use Microsoft Flight Sim to is that the Emirates 380 just pushed back? Look at that big lad! Look. Oh, look at his. Now that's because his engine hasn't. His APU is on, but the systems haven't powered up in terms of the hydraulics. So that right-hand elevator is in the downward position because of the hydraulics that have drained out. So that will come up to level once the hydraulic systems are alive, so to speak. Kind of wanted to get that yeah, there are numerous add-ons in terms of, like, you know, flight control systems. You know, the controller, you can buy yokes, you can buy the brake pedal, assembly. You can buy all sorts of stuff and literally make a little simulator in your front room or wherever you want to put it. It's all down to whether you're a single like me and you've got no one to worry about. Get that bleeding thing out of here! You playing on that again? Yeah. Close your eyes and think jumbo jet, folks. I know it's only 2 engines, but she's beautiful, man. I think that's a 200. Is that a 200 or is that 300? Look quite stubby. God, blimey, I'm taking this flipping sweatshirt off. On and off, on and off. Weather just cannot make its mind. As soon as the sun goes in, drops about 5-6 degrees. Yeah, it's no different whether you use a controller or whether you use an add-on or the controller. It's all down to what your preference is, really. To be honest, you don't need to buy the add-on, and you don't need to buy the just whatever. That's something on approach. It is, isn't it? Thank you, Stuart. Keith Cornell, Emirates Collector. Kisa Namumu's Liz Coulson. Are they letting white? Richard Mortara. Loves his flight sim. 60 years old. John Singleton. John Singleton been playing flight sims before he was a teenager. Glenn Knowles, not Glenn Knowles. Call me old, but this gaming thing is beyond me. Well, to be honest with you, not Glenn Knowles. It shouldn't be beyond you, because the first thing you're saying there, the gaming thing, it's not what we're talking about. I'm personally not into games, but I would always play Flight Simulator. I mean, there are some fantastic games out there. Don't get me wrong, and it all depends on what. To be honest with you, it's most people. It's whether you've got the time. With me, I just don't have the time. It's a bit of a funny old situation, but no, you can't get bored of it if you really want to. Yeah. Dreamliner rolling. These wings picking up flex. Look at that. looks like these guys have shifted a few vans this week. Oh, whenever it was. Ian Cummings, also qualified pilots use it. Also lots of ATC controllers also use it to provide fantastic true to life ATC when flying online. Yeah, there's also, that's, yeah, it's live online, isn't it? Yeah, with Microsoft Flight Sim. Sonia Keenan Duncan 038. You can get pedals and yokes, etc., side controls and all sorts of stuff. Fantastic. Matthew Bentley. Yes, Matthew, thank you very much indeed. Matt Cat Lady, Sue K, Kevin Beasley. I remember flying the Apache in a video game and it had 12 floppy disks that you had to swap in and out. People today have it easy. Yes, floppy disks. Oh, Kevin Beasley. Emirates Collector, Lot 737 Max taxiing soon. I think that might be it there. Emirates Collector. Miraman, Turkish 777 Cruiser. Oh, is that him there? Is that him right up top? Is that him right over the top? I think that is him, isn't it? Little bit of Cirrus up there. Well, I say a little bit. So there's Air India Dreamliner. So what's the plan then with their Dreamliners? Are they... What's the timings, I'm wondering, with Air India and their new A350 fleet, having ordered also a ton of narrow body jets as well. Very interesting to see them. Oh, hello, what's that? Go on, quickly. Ah, missed it. Ah, what's that high altitude there? Is that 767? No, it looks 766. Or is it KLM triple? Yeah, very possibly. Looks like Delta. I'm sure we're going to see. Oh, hello. Hello. What's that? That looks like the KLM blooming Pride. It is. Look at that, folks. Only one of those aircraft in the KLM fleet. It's half orange, half blue, and she's a beautiful airplane. Caught her a couple of times at Schiphol. Even Mikey van der Aren caught it for the first time when we were there. Isn't it called Pride of something or other, whatever? Blah, blah, blah. Orange Pride, that's it, yeah. No. Wow. Lord Geeker's uncle has his PPL and used flight sim, don't know what it was, used a flight sim on his PC. Yeah. Oh wow. Duncan 03, you can get Boeing ones and Airbus to make it even more correct. Well, the side stick is obviously the Airbus one. I think that would probably benefit me most. This is the Lot Max, I think. Hey, what about that lot? I don't know if anybody saw my LinkedIn page, but caught a beautiful lot 66 319 retro livery, super livery, going out of Brussels on my taxiway out. Oh, Tarom, sorry, it's Tarom. Sorry, my apologies, it was Tarom, yes, of course. Big old lineup of jets. Interesting that they're utilising that taxiway as well. So there were works going on taxiways. So I think that may have now been completed. Just think Eva Air sitting over there at T4. Are they utilising passenger traffic? Oh, interesting. Air Canada, it's going to be a MAX, isn't it? Yeah. Interesting. On tow. No doubt from a remote stand. Anyone know about that? BBS 7523 GYMML special livery Boeing 777 just landed on 09 left. Which 777? Golf Yankee Mike. Oh, it's the Finnair jet, is it? Oh, it's the Connect 4. Yes, there it is. Yeah. Thank you. Say a bit there. Looking directly at it. Thank you, BBS. Russ Phillips, good day to you. Smith, San Sharma. Emma Tozer. I have BA 777 over me heading to Heathrow from Los Angeles, Reg Golf. Sierra Tango Bravo Oscar. Now it's definitely very overcast. This looks like a new jet. Possibly, yeah, it's a Neo. Kind of usually tell them from those high intensity lights that they use now on these modern jets, as opposed to the old bulby type yellow bulbs. Airbus and Boeing certified throttle and yoke accessories for flight sim. Wow. That sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? It's just, for me, it's all about time and not having the time. The crazy thing with when you're doing something like what I was doing the other day with that carrier landing, you can start doing something at 5 o'clock and before you know it, it's 7:30. And you just burnt 2.5 hours of just sitting there trying to do something. But of course, once you're fully up to speed and you're a semi-professional, so to speak, flight simulator or gaming, whichever it is you prefer to call it, then it does obviously become a lot quicker and a lot easier. But with flight simulator, it is a case of sort of like, once you've reached the top level, like we have quite a few highly qualified flight simulator specialists who are members on Big Jet TV, who, you know, we're talking about not just getting the aircraft, firing it up and then taking off and going. We're talking about preparing, flight planning, all of that kind of stuff. Fuel quantity, doing all the weights and balance and all that kind of thing, and then doing a full length long haul flight from Heathrow to Singapore or something crazy like that. And then you have to check your waypoints and all that kind of thing. I remember Johnny doing it, and he'd just go to bed. He'd just go to bed and leave it flying. And I'm like, but surely that can't be wrong. That's not what they do. There's got to be someone on the flight deck to check in at the different waypoints, isn't it? But it is a case of Vidarula. Nice. Oh, Darren Golding, I have a wheeled side table. Blimey, we're really getting into it now. He's got something on a side table, a bit like Meals on Wheels, but Sims on wheels. Just wheel it over, plug and play, and wheel it away again. Ian Cummings has been in flight sim for years. Truly amazing on how technical some of the aircraft are. Almost entry-level standard. Mark O'Kane. Wow, some guys have basically a full flight deck built for flight. Yes, they do. You know, the Microsoft system can be plugged and played into a very sophisticated, advanced sort of like simulator. Some people building, you know, simulators in their garages or bedrooms or whatever. Crazy. Especially when you've got live, you can play live and get ATC. Actually get people that specifically do ATC, isn't it, Gilly, or something like that? Seem to recall. What did somebody say? When we were doing the sim files. Right, 380 rolling. Oh, no, he's not yet. 2 380s. What is? Abandoned UK. Atari. Front gear doors were open for quite some time, weren't they? Is that sort of like, we'll have a check with this BA one that's coming out, see if that's sort of standard procedure. BA jet coming out as well. Weepy window. Helen Claplow in the 380 Saint-Charles. Deirdre Rabbit. Ant W. Brutal lad. Diesel 13. Rachel Heath. Did you see that? What's that humming there? Hello, who's this? Is this United? Wow, it's a long run. It's a long run, that is. This is Air India, isn't it? Aren't they co-owned by Tata or something like that? Tata Steel, Air India. Almost all bleeding Indian companies are owned by Tata or Tata. Tata? Tata. Tata. Tata! Oh, go on, Vera. Look at that wing flex, man. So all those jets will... when are they going to start taking delivery of their A350 fleet with look at that. Beautiful big blades. That is a GE90 right there, folks. Simon Carter is a new member. Welcome, Simon. Used to know a bloke called Simon Carter. That's not our San Francisco inbound jet, is it? Orlando. One behind it. It's American. New York. Both BA. Okay, 380 coming out, folks. Gerald Mark Jenkins loving the American tail livery. Sanj, I wonder if cabin crew receive basic flight training for emergencies. Well, Sanj, I think they receive training for any emergency, not just basic ones. You know, what do you classify as a basic? John Godson flight sim looks cool on Series X in 4K. Sue Calder. Thank you, Sue. Paul Howard. San Sharma, loving the nose up attitude on that 380. D-Bash mode, good day to you, D-Bash. David Bowman liking it. Linda Holmes. Lots of people saying welcome to Simon, which is very, very nice. Always get a very warm welcome here from Big Jet TV. Don't feel shy about coming in, Simon, and anybody else. If you've got stuff that you want to talk about, if you want to ask questions about aviation specific stuff, if you want to give us any factoids, any information, if you're a radar app geek and you want to give us information on what's coming in, flying over the top, anything like that, engineering related chat, please, you know, I know you see regularly the same people chatting on the chat, but please don't feel that, you know, they have the monopoly on it. That's very far from the truth. They're just active on it. You know, it's a bit of a shame when sometimes we have, you know, upwards of 1,000 members watching the show and sort of like 20 people talking. So want to get more activity in there. Had some great stuff going on in Brussels as well. So want to get involved in the chat, and of course our members appreciate the fact now that it's, you know, it's not a platform to sort of like air your dirty laundry or talk about how the dog's worming tablets have worked successfully this week. Sharp bank angle, man. Bank angle. Look at that, man. Look at her. Wow. It's not that high, look at that. Isn't that beautiful, man? It's going to go screaming over my house in a matter of seconds. Beautiful, man. Where's she going? United States, probably. Washington, maybe. Los Angeles. Although I don't know if they're taking the 380s into LAX anymore, are they? Mind you, I might be completely wrong. She doesn't see... Oh, here we go. Here's the second bank. Here it comes. Spooling up, man. Beautiful aeroplane. Yes, they do. John Appleton asking if Virgin have plans to add more aircraft to their fleet. Indeed, they do. The A339, the A330 Neo. One of those aircraft. Well, it's just a glitch on the system, isn't it? Haley, if there's no destination shown, it may be, you could be standing next to someone who's watching the same thing on their flight radar or whatever radar app it is, and their one is showing a destination and your one isn't. It can literally be that. Oh, blimey, look at this thing going up. Is this Finnair, isn't it? Is this Finnair? Yeah. Wow. That's a light aeroplane, that is. Connect 4. Shame I missed that. I'd like to have seen that. Nice. Chris Bassinger. Wow, he's got the full works, hasn't he? Xbox Series S with official Boeing TCA yoke, central throttle and pedals. Ha ha ha! The spool up. The spool up, that's what you want, isn't it? Is it, Chris, has it got quite a bit of sort of resistance to it on the throttle when you apply the throttle like a reel, and it's not all loose and sort of like, you know, I would imagine they're probably quite expensive and therefore they're probably built in with some a certain amount of resistance. Anthony Barry, can't wait for next Sunday, VS91 to Orlando. Weird watching it depart in a minute. Which one was that? Gary Krause and Gaz Grill, Simon Carter. Been watching long enough. Thank you, Simon. BBS 7523. That growl was epic. Yes. Glad you're picking it up, folks. Neil Campbell, I'll be flying over your head in a moment, Jerry. BA 320 to Krakow. That wasn't him, was it, that I missed? I'm always doing that, man. Let me just see if that was him. No, this one's going to Glasgow. Have I missed it yet? The Krakow flight. Okay, this is him lined up now. Brilliant. Finnair 321 is likely to be operated by BA, I'd imagine. So he's going down the runway backwards. Oh, he was for a minute. BA 872 to Krakow. Here we go. And this is Neil Campbell on board this aircraft, I believe. I'd imagine so. Probably imagine he's the pilot. Sky in a minute. Have a good flight, Neil. Eusta is a new member. Welcome, Eusta. Get involved in the chat, new members. Thank you so much. Download the app if you want to as well, folks. And you never know who's watching, but if there's anybody out there who's got a small to medium business, maybe a trade person or delivery, got a delivery company or anything like that, then give these guys a try at Heathrow Van Centre. Bottom right hand side of your screen there, you can see their website address there. Give them a look up. Got some great electric vans which are, trust me, look at that little one down there, the Maxus is delivery, 100% pure electric. And I have to say, it is my car rental in Brussels was a hybrid vehicle, but I used, like, when I went to fill it up, because obviously you have to return it full, don't you, €6 I had to put in there. It was crazy, you know, put the pump in there, that's it, it's done. Because I kept it on the electric motor up to a certain percentage of throttle input, kept it on the, and it's great hearing it as well. It's a bit like a spaceship, almost like these, they sound a bit like these Neo jets. I don't know if you've got an electric vehicle, folks, but, or if you've rented one or had a test drive in one, but they do have a very sort of like spaceshipy type note to them when they're running. And that's the great thing with these vans as well. Of course, it's not just about the driving experience, it's all about the, for a business, it's more about savings and incentives. No tax, no road tax. That's one big thing. Servicing is like non-existent compared to normal. ICE powered, what should I say, combustion engine powered motor vehicles. BBS 7523 BA380 coming in hot. Okay, should hopefully get a decent influx of, or outflux, should I say. John Walton, good day to you. Rhonda Jaeger. Hawker Hurricane flying on the south coast of the UK. That could be from a private collection. It could be BBMF. More than likely, I'd imagine, a private collection, unless, of course, the BBMF are... There's more Spitfires, I have to say, in collections than there is Hurricanes. Dope skinned, I think. They skinned the Hurricane, wasn't it? A lot of it, anyway. I seem to recall. Edward Newsom is a new member. Welcome, Edward. Helen Previtt. I love tea. Brilliant. Welcome, Helen. Great to see you here. And Mitzi is a new first class member. Welcome, Mitzi. John Gage, stunning, HGC. Anthony Barry, we will not be at Heathrow next Sunday. Next Sunday we will be at the ILA Berlin Air Show. It's Cathay Pacific. 350 pushing back. Nice. Linda Holmes, Helen Clapp. BBS 752. What's that, GP? Not seeing what? What am I not seeing? Okay. Well, there we go then. It's probably Prince Computer Games. That 380 was to Chicago. Thank you, Prince. Matthew Bentley, Emma Tozer telling me as well. Gaz Grill just went over his house. Thomas Davidson, thank you. Liz Coulson, Diesel 13 Chicago, that BA 380, thank you. Simon Carter also confirming, thank you, Simon. San Sharp, HGC, Haley Farrell. Way back on the comments. I think I'm about 10 minutes behind. Yeah, I know I did. I just read it, I know. I heard all BA 380s are back in service now. Liverpool 67, you're right. And hey, get this, folks. All Nippon announcing all of their Turtle 380s are now going to be returning to service as well. So even more reason for us to get out to Narita, because they won't be coming anywhere near here in the distant future, that's for sure. But yeah, all the... Well, they've got a special name, haven't they, for that fleet. Flying Honu, that's it. Flying to Honolulu, I think, from Narita. Iberia, A330, 300. Get up, Mesa! Well, I don't know. Is it one of the best spots? I don't know. I mean, it's very restricted. It's like 1,001 lampposts in the way. Yeah. I don't know. Is that? I don't know. One of the best spots. I mean, look at what you've got here. You've got unrestricted view. The only thing you've got in the way is Concorde. Is that such a bad thing? I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't understand it. But there we go. Ben, welcome back, Ben. We got Mitzi, abandoned UK. Dave Carr. Oh, Keith Brown, it's the Duxford Air Show today. Interesting. Wasn't aware of that, to be honest with you. So there will be a few Spitfires and Hurricanes and all that kind of malarkey flying around. Duxford have their own collection, do they not? B-17 Flying Fortress is stationed up there. Oh, you can hear this thing coming. Listen to this. Oh dear, it's funny, isn't it? What's that, GP? Well, no, don't say anything yet, man. Don't. Just don't, yeah. Okay, well, that's fine, though. That's fine. Just open up a can of worms, innit? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the road noise, the road noise at the Renaissance is horrendous. The road noise at the paddock was horrendous as well. Listen to what you got here. You've got a distant alarm going off, but that's, you know, you've got that motorcycle in the distance. But really, you know, when you've got a lot of distractions at the other positions, and not only that, but you've got lampposts galore at you know, the paddock. The paddock. I had a viewing area about that width there between the, you know, between two trees, and a whole load of paraphernalia. You know, when I was over there, you're looking through all those bits and bobs and all that infrastructure there. Remember the lampposts there and all that kind of thing that always got in the way, regardless of where you were. That's a special livery jet, isn't it? That well, not a special livery, but China Southern. Has he just been pushed back? He must have done, because it just, you know, I mean, I just don't understand. I was thinking about RR Engineer today and hoping that he'd be around, because it's always good to have his input on technical stuff, engineering as well. Love all of that. Martin Organ. RR Engineer, yes. We are doing some stuff, some special stuff with Farnborough. But at this point in time, I'm unable to disclose any information. I have been sworn to secrecy. Why would you want to watch something that's got a tiny little bit of... Yeah. Honestly, I just, there's no substance to that. There's no, yeah. Go to a lot of trouble to secure these positions, man. Go to a lot of trouble to talk to people and get relationships going with people to bring you these amazing locations, exclusive locations. You know, just yeah. Okay. I mean, everybody's entitled to an opinion, of course, in terms of their favourite position, be it lamppost strewn, noisy roads with big brick buildings in the way, and road signs and all that kind of stuff, distractions with people going Jerry, buses, ding ding, going past, big trucks, massive lampposts, huge, great big brick buildings, and maybe a little bit of a plane. Yeah? When, what have you got here? Completely unrestricted view of the airfield. Hello? Has that cafe gone back to gate? What's the deal there? What's going on there? Or has one pushed back and gone down and this one's just come in? Literally? Sarah Faro, I'm on the flight path of the Heathrow departures today here in Kent, so I watched them take off, then about 9 minutes later they fly over my house. That's brilliant, isn't it? When you see that. Gary Lyon, Jerry, have you been to the TWA Hotel? Yes, we have, Gary. Just search Big Jet TV TWA Hotel. Bit of a fire going on over there. But that's a long way from the airfield. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, it's about the planes, isn't it, folks? We get these positions for the planes. You know, it's lovely to meet you, but it's not about being able to be, you know, to meet people. It's more about bringing the entertainment to you guys on the visual aspect. You know, you wouldn't watch your TV, you wouldn't be happy with your TV if half of it was cut off, would you now? You know, so that's why we're always striving to bring you as the best locations as we can. Again, like I say, it's lovely to meet you, but for the thousands and thousands and thousands of people who are watching from around the world who don't get to come and meet me, it's you know, you have to make those sacrifices. And I'd sooner sacrifice being able to meet a few people, although it is great and I love it, and it is always lovely to meet people and say hello, give them stickers or whatever it is. And there are other opportunities wherever I am, wherever I might be filming from, or even overseas. You know, people do still take the opportunity and come out and say hello, which I really enjoy, man. You know, I love meeting people. Obviously, as you can appreciate, it's difficult when, you know, when I do meet people, because I have to, you know, my focus has to be, forgive the pun, but my focus has to be on filming and bringing the entertainment to the masses. I can't stop everything and have a long conversation with somebody. Some people appreciate that, some people don't. Those people who do generally tend to stay on and hang around until I've finished filming and everything's packed down, and then they come along and say hello to me, and then I've got all the time in the world for them, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, while I'm filming, of course, I don't have that time available. So it's awkward for me as well, because I don't like to sort of, like, you know, cut it short, so to speak. But that is just the way it is. Joshua Ainsworth is a new member. Welcome, Joshua. We have, I believe, a 3:30 with Virgin Atlantic about to roll off to Orlando. Name of my first cat. And don't worry about it, that's not a security question. Yeah. Yes, yes. Oh. And the relevance there is... Oh, God. Right. Big lazy undercarriage. That's hard to hold that, you know. Oh. There you go, Trent 7 alarm starter upper. That'll hopefully cut off in a minute. It's quite a common feature with the Trent 7, I have to say. It's got such a deep tone to it. Get involved in the chat, folks. Talk about aviation. So somebody asking earlier on about the new aircraft in the Virgin fleet, and yes, Airbus A339s. We've actually been invited to the launch, the press launch for Virgin Atlantic with their A339 fleet, the Neos, but more importantly, we will be at Toulouse for their inaugural delivery of the A339. So those jets, like the one that you just saw going out, are going to be replaced by the 339. We've got a 380 coming out, British Airways A380. All of BA's 380s, I believe now, back in operation, or at least are planning to be back in operation. Maybe not all of them just yet. Maybe a couple of them are still in storage, needing to be fully certified. A bit like myself. Craig Youngersword, Concorde was the great alarm setting off machine. Yeah, I bet it was, man. Whoa, man. Well, the great waker-upper as well, I guess. I'm guessing. The best alarm clock you could ever have if you needed to get up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a... whatever. Oh, Steve Vincent. Duncan 038, what's the best Heathrow hotel for runway views? Well, got to be honest with you, it depends on what operations they're on. The Hilton Garden Inn that's right behind me here is great for days like this, as you can appreciate. And there, right behind me, as you can see, room 747. Literally right there at the Hilton Garden Inn, coming at you. And of course, don't forget, you've got the Courtyard Marriott over the other side, which is great if they're on 27 right departures. But hang fire on that until around about July, August, when the main upper deck opens at the Courtyard. And then, of course, you've got the Hyatt Place further down as well. Which we've got a special deal with, where you get a 5-metre long window, and of course you've got access up onto the Blue Sky Suite. Great for 27 right departures or 27 operations. Great view of the southern end, the western end of the airfield. And of course you have the Renaissance as well. The only one thing with the Renaissance is you are quite restricted because there's great big concrete pillars jutting out either side of the windows. Therefore, you sort of like, you can only see so far left and you can only see so far right. Duncan, yeah. Be honest with you, Duncan, though, talk about that in a second, stand by. Oh, listen to these. Wow. General Electric. Yeah, Duncan, to be honest with you, regardless of where you stay here at Heathrow, everywhere, all the main spotting locations are accessible on foot. You know, for example, if you were at the Hilton Garden Inn just up the road here, Myrtle Avenue is very, very close by. Of course, there's the BP station on the way there, which is... and then if you want to walk a little bit further, you can get down to the other end of the runways. It's a bit of a walk. Maybe... okay, this is China Southern, isn't it? Here's the one we saw coming out of T4. Such an awesome profile, that wing. whichever angle you look at it. Something big over the top, GP. Yeah, that's it. Someone's gone through the checkout without. Listen to this. Yeah! Saudi Arabian. Was that Saudi Arabian? Maybe it wasn't. No, because no. I don't think it was it? Was it? Oh, it was, because there's two Saudis lined up then. Crazy. Chucking them out, man. That's a Saudi triple. Simon Carter, BA 777 to New York in a couple of minutes. I think I might have missed that one. Simon, thank you. Rolls-Royce engineer. Look at that wing, man. Look at that. Flex City. Oh, I've got a little freighter coming out. A DHL freighter coming out. Is this the BA triple? those big fan blades making a right old screaming racket. Fantastic. Brilliant. What's that on the tail of that freighter? Oh, there we go. Okay. John Reed, good morning. Great to see the Brussels Red Devils 320 at Manchester yesterday. It was like seeing a film star. There we go. Yeah, we saw. She's actually in here this morning, John. Aviation in 4K. Good day, Melanie RL. Michael McEwen, Icelandair 737-9 Max just landed. She should taxi past us at this position at some point soon, I would imagine. You there, GP? Okay, gotcha. Sailor Mike, good day. David Raymond, awesome bit of kit you're using. What's that, David? Are you talking about the camera, or are you talking about the... But thank you anyway, David. Ken B, good day to you. San Sharma DHL A300, one of as it's one of the earlier yoke operated, still yoke operated, the A300. That was the aircraft before they introduced the A3, the narrow body A320, which was the first of the narrow bodies, the intelligent aircraft, fly-by-wire aircraft that came into service with Airbus. 320, then it was the 319, I think, and then the 318, and then the 321, I think, in that order of their development and release to the general public. Steve Best, what an amazing den. Talking about me. Chris McDonald. Loving the tech side. What's RR Engineer? Let me just see, because I like his stuff. They can go back once they correct the tests. Engine ground runs are complete. The engine will arrive ready to go on an aircraft with appropriate thrust settings. Okay, so we're talking about engine servicing and repair, like what they do at Rolls-Royce, no doubt, where they receive numerous engines. First 350, really, other than the fin out, of course. Nice. Trent XWB. There is actually a Rolls-Royce engineering workshop not far from here, or at least an engineering plant somewhere. You know, there's a in an industrial area not too far from here. I don't know if they actually do servicing and repair there, but wherever they do servicing and repair, they will have to bench test the engine, so to speak, And like he says there, it has to be set with yeah, I know. Bandwagon. Crazy old school profile. Where's he off to then? Oh, okay, straightened up now. Leipzig. How nice and clean that 350 is compared to the 777 next to it. Oh, hello. Is that a maintenance? I'm guessing that's maintenance. This 380 here. I doubt he's going out. It wouldn't be coming out from this end. He's towering over Concorde there. Crazy, isn't it? Oh, he's just coming from Miami, has he? Okay, sorry. Paul Skilling. Have to say again, this spot is brilliant. Live departures here, fantastic stuff. Thank you. There's that Icelandair Max. Can't help but call it a Max, can you? You can't help but call it a Max. I think we're too deep into it as aircraft enthusiasts and fans of aviation. It's kind of ingrained in our brains now, isn't it? In our minds with the Max, especially as it was so heavily featured in the news and so on and so forth. It's very difficult to call it anything else, regardless of what Boeing would want people to call it. It's a 767 on approach. There's another 38. There's two 38. Oh, that must be. That's the one in from Miami. The other one must be on tow. Because his elevators are right down, aren't they? So I would imagine. So Abandoned UK sounds like he's a bus driver. Brilliant. He's flown a few dignitaries before. British Airways 350. Imagine that Rolls-Royce warehouse that they have pretty close by to here would probably, I don't know if they've, you know, they don't have a test facility there per se. I think you actually literally have to, surely I would imagine, It's 380s all over the place, look. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one on tow, isn't it? You can't deliver an engine without testing it, can you? It's like servicing a car without testing it. You've got to test it. Especially for oil leaks or pneumatic leaks. A lot of stuff can be done on wing when you're changing out, swapping out an ancillary part, you know, a pump or a line or anything like that. Electrical boxes or whatever it might be. They still have to test the engine on wing, so that's why you see at most airports you see these huge bunkers, these things here that they've got here, test walls or blast walls there to protect it, both for sound and also for the blast as well. You can see that that's angled, so if they run that out full chat, it deflects the air up into up above the buildings next to it. But yeah, almost every airfield that you see, well, large airfield will have that kind of facility bolted to it to allow for ground runs. But then, of course, the service centres, like the one that we visited down in Wales with General Electric, who at the time were also doing the Rolls-Royce RB211 programme. I don't think they're doing that anymore, although they might be. You never know, because of course, you know, there's a number of 757 operators out there still flying their aircraft with the RB211 turbofan engine on it. Simon Carter BA380 bound to Miami, trundling down towards takeoff. Is it now? Is it? Is that, let's have a little look. Mars 2292, my friends worked on the VR training software, virtual reality. I'm guessing that's the, is that where you wear the goggles? Software for Rolls-Royce, it was for maintenance of the Trent XWV, very cool system. Wow, yeah. Air Canada Max off to Halifax, Nova Scotia. That's it there, I think, just still in the stages of pushback. Bill Osborne tuning in from Australia. G'day. Port Maguire. Crikey. Look at this thing going up. Blimey. Struth. 321. But this is a... Is this TAP 321 Neo? I think it is. Sound of summer, the skylark, bits and pieces. What engine? No, that's just the ground teams moving the yeah. Oh, Simon Carter, his mistake's the one that's come from Miami. Here's your, didn't see this one creeping out. Here's your Red Devils, Brussels Airlines jet, which we saw numerous times when we were out in Brussels this week, along with all the other Icon jets. Very interesting visual sort of manual approach that they have when they're on 07 right, no, 07, yeah, 07 left arrivals, I think it is, at Brussels, where they have to make a sharp right-hand turn, or left-hand turn in their case, to avoid the Principality, the palace. I'm in Russia shop, of course. Big gnarly triple. What's that? At where? Oh, blimey, was it? What, the Trident? Oh, wow. Rolls-Royce engineer, yeah, VR being used extensively now in all design and development, isn't it? Because it's just easier to get in there and sort of like see components within the engine rather than having to strip the thing down, literally. Obviously, in terms of doing that on the bench, initially when an engine is received at the workshops, at the service centres, it'll go through boroscope procedures to I mean, it might be in there for a specific service schedule, or it might be in there for inspection or replacement of parts. But generally, I think most engines, when they are received, will go through a boroscope procedure, which is where they will literally, there are boroscope ports on the engines where they will take the plug out and insert a line which has a camera on it, much the same as they do with, you know, pipelines and stuff like that, where they can inspect the internal components of these engines rather than having to strip them down, so that they can at least make an assessment on what needs to be done prior to it being stripped down. Matthew Bentley, all the very best to you. Stay safe. Bonfires can be dangerous. Bonfire with my dad. Sounds interesting. Wow, big side slip there. I think that's to counteract that that north westerly wind, is it not? Interesting to see that there is no Emirates 380 at gate, because there's usually always one here, isn't there? Mark Barr. Alan Tomkinson. Qantas 380 on its way back to London Heathrow today. Well, it will be leaving today, but it will be arriving tomorrow. We're planning to be here for that, folks. If you want to tune in tomorrow morning, we're planning to be here for it. Whether she's gonna, because at that time of the morning, Heathrow operate. Look at this E2 jet. Look at the profile of that thing, man. It's very unique. I think I can be I think that's a Farnborough regular, isn't it? The Profit Hunter. Big jet over the top of me. I can hear it, can't see it. Ant Hall is a returning member. Welcome back, Ant. And Jakub Gembalik is a new member. Welcome, Jakub. Good to see you here. Scott Shallcross, Emirates 380, 25 minutes out. Well, there you go, there's your answer. Is it delayed? Wouldn't surprise me, to be honest with you. Wayne Hartshaw, Qantas 380 just left the Australia mainland. Wow. Hear that, Jilly? This is a 767. I think this is a 767. As it's got no, it's got extended winglets. This is a 767-400. What, this Emirates 380 inbound, you mean? Look how long this is. Wow. Go on, son. set out. Yeah, members, you might want to check out the show from Tuesday and Wednesday of this week from Brussels. There's some great moments in there, I have to say. Some really cool action from the 07 departure runway. Nice. Blimey. It's another old banger. Profile, man. Look at that profile, and then look at the new modern jet profile. Well, mainly the wing. I mean, really, in all honesty, the fuselage profile has more or less stayed the same throughout development, but the wing is the thing that's been, you know, obviously majorly improved in terms of its coefficiency and its aerodynamic efficiency. It's going to save those guys a shed load of fuel by just taxiing on one engine. See, it's feathered. See how the prop is feathered on the port side. In other words, it's rotated facing forward, the prop, as opposed to rotated flat to the or at an angle to the airstream. Oh, that's the one that was here. Completely missed it being pushed back. It was right here. That was the one. Norman Kloss. What time, Jerry, most track plane at the moment? A little bit more specific on that, Norman, sorry. 09's tomorrow until Wednesday, Paul Skilling saying. Flying Emu tuning in from Toasty, Dubai. And Hall, great to be back. Good to have you back. And Sue Warner, Sailor Mike. Sans Sharma, I couldn't fly Transatlantic on a single hour plane. JetBlue offer a fantastic service on their 321 from London Heathrow to JFK, but I'd feel claustrophobic on board for that long. If you're going to feel claustrophobic on board a single airliner, I mean, what's the maximum that you could do? You know, this is the This is a single-aisle jet flying across the Atlantic on its way to Nova Scotia. I've flown on a single-aisle jet with Iceland Air. Don't know about claustrophobic. I mean, you're not that. I mean, of course, you know, if you do, you do. But personally, if you do suffer from any form of claustrophobia, I would imagine that you would feel it both on a wide-body jet or any type of vehicle that you're enclosed within. I think the claustrophobia is more about the inability to escape or get away from something rather than being inside it. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong there, but yeah, that's a bit of a funny old term, wasn't it? Yeah, I wouldn't feel. Please don't feel that you're going to feel in any way hemmed in if you fly on a single-aisle jet, because obviously they do cater for the fact that it is long haul. So therefore, the seats are slightly bigger, slightly more comfortable as well. Of course, more cushioned, and you just generally feel more like you're on board a long-haul big jet, but you're just on a small jet. Gulf Air, 70-year livery. And of course, it is all down to you know, how popular the route is, as to whether an operator will use a single-aisle jet, or it's like, for instance, that 737 that's just gone out to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Obviously, the demand isn't there for big passenger numbers, so that's why they are operating the single-aisle variant. John Grinham, BEA. Do we have BEA? Is it coming out? John Tasker, 757s have been flying single-aisle long-haul for many years. I'd regularly fly the Continental 75s from Manchester to Newark back in the day. Yes, of course. United operating 757s in here at the moment, still going through those issues with their 787-800s, which is, you know, there must be a massive backlog at the moment. Amazing when you see these engines on their platforms in the service centres, and they don't have their fan blade assembly attached, or the blades themselves attached, or the fan casing or anything like that. Incredibly impressive pieces of machinery, but when they slide the fan blade onto the spindle, so to speak, it is an incredible procedure, because it is literally a male into a female slot. Bosh, in it goes. Obviously, it's clicked in there and fixed in there. But the procedure for getting it in there is relatively simple. Obviously, it's a very precise procedure. And you can't be like knocking it against other components or anything like that. It has to be very, very done very concisely and precisely. Helen Clapp, what's the flashing light on the undercarriage? Which one are you talking about, Helen? Are you talking about the forward one, or are you talking about the one at the side? So on the 777s, when you look up inside the undercarriage, there is a red light that you can see inside the undercarriage bay. Quite what that's for, I'm not sure. Is whether it's a warning light for anybody on the ground to not come anywhere near it. Weather radar shows rain in the south. Okay, well, I am prepared for rain. Michael Gressick, good afternoon. Good morning, sorry. Is it afternoon? No, it is afternoon now, sorry. Is this the one that was going out? And that was the one that was taxiing for departure. So it's started his number 2 engine, or his number 1. Amsterdam bound. Love the sound of a prop. Going to get a lot of that at Farnborough. And of course, if we're at RIAT for the A400M display, that will also be pretty spectacular. Jeremy, if you're watching right now, a very big shout out to you. Oh, look at this. It's got to be Rolls Royce. Oh, I don't know. That's GE's, isn't it? Just come in. Okay. Flashing red light, of course, under the belly of the aircraft is the anti-collision beacon light. Turkish 777. No doubt. General Electric powered. Yeah! Doppler effect. Still flying manual. Round about now, flaps and slats will be retracted and she'll be into autopilot before you can say Je arrive. 164. So I was speaking to somebody, speaking to Jeremy yesterday from Airbus UK, and he mentioned that last time at Farnborough, the orders placed with Airbus were more than the annual defence budget of the UK, apparently, which is pretty impressive, man. And apparently the reason why Air India went for the A350 over maybe the 777X or 10 or whatever its designation is going to finally be, because they did the tour, didn't they? Airbus did a tour. I think they're still doing it with their A350, showing off their wares like a long-distance salesperson. No difference in it, really. Like a shoe salesman. Have some eggs. Go on, Sam. Throttle back. Pardon, mate. I just remembered I've bought a flask of coffee. Ooh. Here she comes. Singapore A380. Jeffrey Dingle, 350 was in the Aussie trip a few weeks ago on a promotional trip. Indeed it was. And as a result, Qantas placing orders for the 350. Long distance. WestJet. Followed by a WestJet pilot the other day. Well, actually two. One flying the 787 and the other one flying the 737. She said that she was her first flight into Paris in the 737, 8, and the other lady was flying the 787 into London Heathrow. So you never know, we might catch her one of these days. Simon Knock, there goes your 380. Jez White, lots of people mentioning about the Slinger, Singapore Beast, Bootle lad. HGC, are there any VC-10s still flying? No, unfortunately, a very good example of one at Brooklands Museum, and also I think at Duxford in BOAC livery, I believe. Or is it maybe Landor? It might be Landor. 767-300 with winglets. Look at this. United, I nearly said Continental then. United using these extensively in place of their 787s. Isn't it crazy? The older jets standing in for the newer jets. Deserve a bleeding medal by the time these things go back out of service. A lot of 787s currently going through a number of issues with Boeing, bulkhead issues, electrical issues, paint peeling on the wings issues. Yeah, quite a you know, a number of issues being with the 787 program, both on existing aircraft but also on new deliveries as well. So Boeing having to deal with the backlog of new orders, and also of course repairs or inspections at least that are going on with 787. Only the 800 variant, I have to say. Next generation 737 KLM. You copy GP or is it? Oh, okay, I got you. Nice burble of the CFM 56 engine. CFM. Of course, the LEAP engine is the replacement for the CFM, which we see on the newer single aisle variants, and also what's the Pratt & Whitney PW 1700G, I think, on the A220, and also on the E2 jet. Emma Tozer, that BA 350 off to Austin, Texas. Etihad in, Slinger out, Dave Carr. Dave Rankin. Jeff Anderson from Atlanta, looking forward to seeing 380s. Well, you get a fair share of them in here, Jeff, that's for sure. RAF Luton just tweeted. You gotta love RAF Luton. There's your WestJet. So he's been sitting out there for a while. Is that a gate? Is that waiting for gate? Yeah. Peter Root, Qantas back to Heathrow tomorrow. Yes, Peter. And we are we're planning to be here for the Qantas 380, folks. It's going to be very brief. It will be a short show. Easy for you to say. Oh, blimey. It's an old tweet, is it? Tweeting out. Oh, really? Full chat departure. It's your United 787-900. Not wrong with these ones. Nice puff of brake dust there you saw. as the wheels locked. Oh, she's low. Singapore 380 lining up for departure. Otherwise known as the Singapore Slinger. I've always called her that. Hit the like button, folks, if you fancy it. Wouldn't mind that. Sant Sharma to tail height, the big difference between the 380 and the Malaysian 350. Yeah, it is crazy, it's crazy. Kevin FB, Singapore 380 trip back to London Heathrow last week was one of the most uncomfortable flights I've ever taken. Expected more and a miserable crew, not the usual standards. Do you know what? Somebody mentioned that the other day about the interior, the cabin interior of Singapore's jets, and how threadbare almost the seats are. What a great shame. Oh, this is a long run. What a departure, man. Fantastic. The distant hum of a motorcycle. That's all you get here. Don't get all the usual road noise and traffic noise you do from other situations and locations. BJC Malaysia 380 colour scheme, my favourite, but not to London now. Okay, is that quite sure what you're talking about there? Wayne Hartshorn, how many 380s can Heathrow handle at once due to the double gates required and spacing? A good few, Wayne, I have to say. Probably 10, maybe, I don't know. Certainly Terminal 4 has, I think, 4 or 5 double deck passenger access. It's another, oh no it's not. Or is it? Oh, it's a 220, is that 220? Yeah, it is. It's 220. Sandy, shush. Why is there a lot of love for the 380s? Well, to be honest with you, Sandy, there is. It's sort of like 50-50 split, really, in terms of, you know, I mean, as an aviation fan and somebody who appreciates engineering and design and development, I absolutely love the 380. Having been on it, flown on it, been on the testbed aircraft as well, and looked at, you know, everything that went into developing that aircraft. You've got to give it credit, you know. You know, whether you think it's ugly or beautiful, I don't know how anyone could call an aircraft ugly, to be honest. Even the triple FTU 144 had elements of beauty about it, you know. But yeah, it is personal choice, really, at the end of the day. Is that 777 starting up, I think? JC Manx 72 first flight was a 111 Air Manchester to Menorca. Wow. Carl Hanlon, yes, you're right. Is that VC-10 at Bruntingthorpe still active with the Rolls-Royce Conways? Yeah. Michael Kiddell, Melbourne to London is a long flight, you don't say. Crazy amount of time. Okay. Here is a 350. This is the Malaysian 350. Not the special livery, but still a pretty decent livery. What's that? It's a funny old noise, isn't it? Wow, look how low this one is. Glass and half of milk before it came out. Yeah, that was a weird old noise coming from, I think, that 777. done there? May get a little bit of that as he turns right here. So okay, it wasn't land or livery, then it's the other livery, isn't it? The red one. O'Malley loving the massive sharpness, no doubt. 767. Best looking 380s are Thai, BA and Malaysia for him. Oh yeah, the water salute. That was a weird one, wasn't it, at Brussels? That was another one. It was like for a Ryanair 737. It was definitely, whether they were pre-planning for something, I don't know. But yeah, very peculiar. Well, he ran it on those mains for a while, didn't he? Or she. Or they. Maybe they're Pratt & Whitneys. They might be Pratt & Whitney PW4000s actually. Oh, sorry about that. Nice. Okay. George Broomstride, the red light by the undercarriage bay is to tell the ground crews the aircraft is live, on stand and all systems operating as connected to ground power so the holds can be opened. There we go. Exactly as I said that it was a light indicator for the ground crews. I thought that it was a sort of like, well, it is a indicator of that the systems are live. Thank you very much indeed for that, George. Would have thought it'd be a green light, but there we go. United 777-200. Oh, that's heavy then. You know, I flew with United on the 777-200, and blimey O'Reilly. Oh, well, actually, I flew the 767 as well. The 767 was like the inside of an old Ford Cortina. It was that old. Oh, we've got Qantas rolling. Okay, thank you. But one of the cabin crew never smiled on the entire trip. You know, miserable, got to be honest with you. All the other ones were all right. And so begins. Oh, missed a great shot there, man. Missed a great shot of that aircraft and the other. Is that something in the hold? Must be. What's it doing all the way over here? Okay, American 777. Sorry about that. Long flight for those folks. Was that the Darwin or Perth jet? Rafe Levine, first flight on a 707. Wow. Big puff of brake dust. New livery, or the fresh livery, should I say? Yeah. Dave Carr, Peter Room, thank you. Karina Roebuck, that was American 80 from Dallas Fort Worth in the hold out there. There's another one as well. Looks like they're stacking them high. Wow, big old. Look at that turn on that thing, man. Wow. He's got it flat out, look. Blue skies in about 10 minutes. Might be lucky enough. Face off. Squirrel, thank you. Sue Cowder. Wow, Chris Davies' first flight was on an Aeroflot TU-154 Heathrow to Leningrad in the mid-80s. It was brilliant. Return flight was an IL-62 from Moscow. Wow. Illusion IL-62. My trade training was at RAF Locking. Somewhere my mum has a photo of me and my brother standing next to Boeing's 737th 737 with Orion Airways, which we were about to fly on to Alicante, very early 1980s. Wow. I wonder if that aircraft is still operational. Well, probably not. That would have been one of the old 200 variants, wouldn't it? Or 300, 400, I don't know. Mind you, 737 aircraft in operate, that would probably be quite late on, I would have thought. Yes. The F-35B VTOL jet. Beautiful. Never get tired of seeing that wing profile, man. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Establishing the ILS. Localizer established. $10 touchdown. Pre-flight, pre-landing checks complete. Let's go for gear down. Let's see a bit of a nose down attitude on her. Still a long way out. Of course, once you extend the gear, everything else is here they come now. Electrically operated brakes set for that'll be auto brake. So much stuff nowadays with these modern jets is all auto on during takeoff, auto thrust settings, parameters. Oh, there's a bit of fire. John Merton, good afternoon to you. Steve Harris. Thai and Malaysian both not flying their 380s. Malaysian have been trying to see their sell maybe their 6 since last year. No offers. There we go. Well, we do know that All Nippon are bringing their Honu 380s. Is it Honu 380s? Was it Jilly? They're flying Honu 380s. They're bringing them. Yeah, they're bringing all of their 380s back into service. Yeah, Lala, Lulu, and Fifi or something like that. So Malaysian, Thai and Malaysian. Okay, they've been trying to sell their 380s, have they? Thank you for that information, Steve. Oh, Emma Tozer, when I flew to Florida with my family back in '89, we flew with Virgin Atlantic on a 747. The cabin crew were fantastic. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, in general, you know, I think Virgin are very, very strict on being good and offering a great, memorable experience on their aircraft. Tom Coogan is a new member. Welcome, Tom. William Patrick. Britannia Airways. San Sharma. Oh, which plane is Joe standing in front of? IL-70, Illusion 76, isn't it? That I'm in front of. That Volga Dnepr, yeah. Quite what's happening with them at the moment, I'm not sure. Yeah, that was Rocket, wasn't it? Who now are, interestingly enough, sponsoring a Formula One team. Can you believe it or not? I think it's Rocket. I think it's a Formula One team. Well, it would probably be Rocket Logistics or something like that, wouldn't it be? Or Daryl Gray, my first flight was 747 to Chicago for the weekend with my dad, who was a BA engineer. Wow. God, I tell you what, it's a good job I wore the bleeding hoodie today. IL-62, poor man's VC-10, Stephen Luscombe saying. Yeah, well, probably, I'd imagine. I don't know how much the development costs were for the IL-62, but probably quite a lot of money. Wayne Hartshaw, Asian Airlines and Korean are two more. Where? What? Coming out? Lufthansa A319. It's quite rare, isn't it? It's an old CEO as well. It would be, wouldn't it? But wow. Is it? Lufthansa jet, is it? Wow, it's quite a rare old bird. Oh, is it BA pilots? Oh, okay. So they're on dry lease then. So the question still hangs over. Wayne Hartshaw saying question still hangs over whether Lufthansa will bring any of their 380s back into service. They categorically said, you know, during COVID that they wouldn't be doing that. But hey, you never know, do you? I mean, if the demand is there, then they may find that they, mind you, what have they done with their 380s? Have they retired them, or are they just on Is that rain? Is that rain? It is rain. It is rain. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. I'm going to have to put the coat on. Well, not me, but yeah, everything's going to have to go on really. Stand by, folks.